In this video, we're going to talk about inflation. Inflation is defined as a sustained and general rise in the level of prices. Sustained means that it goes on for a long period of time, so it's not just caused by a one-off, what we call shock. It's a long-term increase in prices. General means it's not happening to just one or two goods and services, it's happening to all goods and services, a wide range of goods and services. So the whole price level is increasing. Inflation occurs when the consumer price index increases. It's important that you know what the consumer price index is and what changes in the consumer price index mean. So you might want to go and have a look at those things as well. There are two types of inflation, and the types are dependent on what causes the inflation. The inflation can either be cost push or it can be demand pull. Cost push inflation is caused by an increase in cost of production, and that's going to be shown by an inward shift of the supply curve, and as we can see on this diagram, the price level rises. That's the aggregate supply curve and the aggregate demand curve, because we're talking about the whole economy here, not just a single good or service. Demand pull inflation is caused by an increase in the level of aggregate demand, and this will increase the price level as is shown in this diagram. These diagrams show that there will also be an effect on the level of real GDP, or the value of the output of the economy, and therefore the employment level as well. If the inflation is cost push, it's likely that it's also going to cause a reduction in the level of GDP and an increase in unemployment. If it's demand pull, it's likely that real GDP will rise and there'll be a decrease in the level of unemployment. So it's quite easy to say that cost push inflation is the worst type of inflation. It's important to know whether the inflation is cost push or demand pull, because the government policy used to cure the inflation will be dependent upon the cause.